A life coach does for your life what a personal trainer does for your body. It's strength-based, and it's based on leveraging what's already working within an individual. So in the case of Jonathan, it's a really interesting case because he's what we call a boomeranger, right? Because he was doing really well, successful professionally, motivated, but he had to return to home because of a layoff at work.
It's been rough. I don't know. I mean, I'm at home. My mom's on my back all the time. She should be happy that she has her son back. I mean,
I'm sure that she is. He has the skills and the understanding and the knowledge to do what it takes to get him where he needs to go. But when he gets into a place of dysphoria or depression, he's not as motivated to take the kind of action he needs to take. If money and time weren't an issue, if you took money and time out of the equation, what would you do? You could do anything.
Ideally, something creative.
So is it possible, right, that you take, let's say, a position that at the core has very much the same essential ingredients that position does, right, as your ideal position does, right? Maybe it doesn't pay as much money right now.
So you want me to take a pay cut?
You're making $0 right now. A pay cut would be you making less money. You can't make less money than zero.
Live in South Beach, been here for several years, moved back in with my mom a couple years ago, and I don't see why I'd have her leave this place. I mean, it's great. My mom, does everything, the cooking and all that, but she treats me like a kid.
I saw a lot of value, I think, in talking to Chad about pleasure and meaning. Chad is a hedonist, right? And we're all hedonists to some extent. He loves his pleasure. Yet at the same time, Chad, I think, is beginning to understand the value of combining pleasure and meaning. And that in order to get more meaning, it doesn't mean you have to have less pleasure. It just means that you can find ways to get the best of both worlds. So tell me a little bit about a dream of one day, let's say going to Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, I wanted to be a bartender over there. I mean, that's, where the wealthiest people in the world are.
If they want to be a bartender and you're trying to convince them to be a corporate banker, it's never going to happen. So you need to find that place of natural inspiration, natural motivation, and you need to leverage that. The very next step, right, thinking in terms of moving out, your eventual goal is Saudi Arabia and the bartending, of course, we're going to get there. But the very next step, right, is to finding a way to make that money that you need to make in order to survive. So what kind of hotels can you think of in the area we might do a search on to see if they have any?
We probably need to see if there's any hotels that are here and there, maybe like a Ritz, so
Wow.
I can maybe transfer. Would that be a good idea?
Could you please repeat that? That was fantastic. So if you can find a way to be hopeful and to feel and to believe, and not just to believe and say in my ability to turn things around, but to believe in your own and to believe in your child's ability to turn things around, you're going to make an incredible difference in your child's life, and not just a difference that manifests itself in this moment now, getting your child to move out, but in the rest of their life. This is something that's long-lasting. It's about resilience, and it's a life lesson that will stay with your child forever.